Welcome back. First of all, thank you to everyone who has left kind or encouraging comments, and including Daryl, whose comment I have made a screenshot of and placed on the screen right now, complimenting me on my achievement of passing 1200 Rapid on chess.com. And one thing that he mentioned made me think and actually look some things up, which I also appreciate. Anything that makes me think and learn. Was the thing that he said was that that rating represents that in general, I'm higher rated than 70% of chess players. That seemed high to me. I had assumed that the average chess player was probably around 1500 based on watching other videos and doing a lot of reading in forums on various chess sites. So I pulled up this is my rapid rating page on chess.com, showing the last 90 days of my slow and gradual improvement, especially the last few games in which I've won several in a row. Pretty proud of that. And but then it says 87th percentile. I hadn't been checking that number and was kind of surprised at how high it was, I was surprised at 70% that Daryl mentioned. This is even higher, and when you hover over the question mark, it says that's the percentage of players whose rating is lower than mine. And over on the right, almost cut off behind my camera view, is the leaderboard. If you click on that, it shows a ratings distribution chart on the right, which I will move over to be more in the middle of the screen. Sorry if that was a little choppy. And you can hover over various places on this curve to see how many players are at each rating range. This says it includes almost 25 million players, and that the average rating is just under 800. Now, I assume, based on that really high number, 25 million, that this is including everyone who's played Rapid, had a Rapid rating on chess.com since the site opened, or at least for a certain amount of time. It's certainly not a recent rating, I don't think, based on the numbers of people that normally play on the site. Regardless, it says the most common rating on this distribution is around 700, between 700 and 800, which together is almost 3 million people. Once you get to 900, it's 1.1 million people. 1 million, 1100 rating is less than a million people. And 1200, it's only 600,000. So fewer and fewer people have these higher ratings, at least on this site in this player pool. That made me curious to go check the Leechess Rapid rating, which I will do now. Over on leechess.org, you can get to this ratings distribution graph by clicking on your profile and then clicking, for example, I'll just do it. Click on my profile, click on my Rapid rating over in the left column, and then click the distribution number, and it will show this graph. And again, you can hover to see numbers of players, but you'll notice this says weekly Rapid rating distribution at the top of the page. And I think this is probably much more useful than the graph on chess.com, which had to have been of all time. Regardless, this shows me rated better than 64% of Rapid players on Leechess, people who have played Rapid games this week, I believe. Or maybe it's people who have played Rapid for all time and the chart was just updated this week. It's not entirely clear. Regardless, this is closer to the number that Daryl mentioned in his comment, 64%. My rating on Leechess is around 1600. But as I mentioned in a previous video, the ratings are going to be different on Leechess than they are on chess.com because they use different rating systems. This is the Glico 2 rating system, whereas chess.com uses Glico 1. And also, of course, it's a different pool of players, so the ratings are going to be different. So it says about 9,000 people are in this rating range. And then just like the other graph, it drops off sharply after that. Once you get into the rating range of 2,000 or so, there's not very many people who have ratings that high. And here at the very highest, I've gone behind my camera view, but you get down to a point where there's only less than 20 people who have a certain rating. So anyway, it was very encouraging, and I appreciate Daryl for pointing out that that's what that actually means. As far as the second part of his comment, where people look down on certain ratings, that I think is just a matter of perspective. I have watched full-grown adult people who are really out of shape watching sports on TV and criticizing minor mistakes by elite athletes who clearly can play better than the person doing the criticizing. I probably have done that as well. And for some reason, we feel entitled to do that, and I think the same is probably true in chess. regardless of one's own rating, we tend to say that somebody above a certain point is the ones that are good, and everybody below a certain point is no good. But this chart was encouraging to me. Not only the fact that I have slowly moved up to a better spot on that chart, but also that it does show, of all the people who are currently playing chess on these sites, I'm getting better. I'm in the better half right now, and I'd sure like to stay there and maybe go further down the downslope toward the higher ratings. But again, thank you for all your support. Thank you for watching, and hopefully this journey does not end soon.